Welcome back, YouTube. In today's episode, we are going to discuss a few of the issues we've been having with the solar system. The video that you will see kind of jumps around throughout the day as we deal with these issues in real time. I hope you enjoy. Alright, so we've had some issues with the solar lately. It being winter, there's not a lot of sunlight. We did do the angle, which has helped tremendously. We still need to put those two up. But at that new angle, we get really good power when we do have sun for the 5 hours we have sun. But as you can believe, it's December in the mountains at 9,000 feet, so it's really cold. And we ran into this issue this morning. Which is not fantastic because we've been having a hard time keeping it charged because we've been using the heater so much more. But so let me show you. So that temperature warning, I get it's cold and it's trying to protect itself, but since it's cold, it's not charging. It's not receiving input from the sun. And as you saw, it's 19%. We go through, using the heater, we go through about 20% on a night if we don't use any lights. My wife had an excellent idea. We've actually started using Mr. Buddy heaters for most of the night now. That's helped save some power. But we'll see how this goes. We need to find some way to insulate this thing. Alright, sorry about the noise. My truck's warming up. We're going to go to town and see if we can't find maybe a little gas backup generator or something. This is what we came up with in the meantime. Just used some of the foam board we had left. We did the top, bottom, and all sides. The door in the front is small for now. I've got a little Mr. Buddy heater trying to heat it up. And then I've got a big one over here. According to Goal Zero's website, they say to use a cooler because it's the Yeti, it produces its own heat. A cooler will help keep it warm enough, I guess. So we'll see if this works. Gonna go to town and we'll check on it when we get back. So we didn't find anything in our little town of Alamosa that we really wanted to spend the money on. But it looks like this little foam board box thing that we did worked. We no longer got the cold warning. And it's too late in the day to see if we're going to get a charge or not. But we'll check again tomorrow and see what happens. So it's the next day, sun's out, and we are, can't really see it, hold on. There you go, we are charging. Yay, so it worked, foam thing helped heat it up. It's keeping its own heat, because it got really cold last night again. So hopefully now we can actually get some power going and get back to normal life. All right, a little recap on how the little generator box thing that we made has been doing. Let me show you here. So this is what it looks like now. We've taped it all up. Got a little lid on the top so we can still access it easily. Turn this camera around. So as you can see, we are at 94. So we are not only, and it's only been less than a week, I think, since I built that box. And we've had a storm come through, so it's not like we've had a week of sun. So it's doing really well. The box is keeping it heated. That white piece on top was a little thermostat that we have. It tells me what the temperature in there is. It gets in like the 40s or so. But again, it's keeping its own heat. It's staying charged. So that's working really well. We actually took the battery off of the front of the RV and we put it on top in there now too, because it's, I forget what they're called. It's one of those batteries that has distilled water in it. So we don't want that water to freeze and the battery to swell. So that's going in there now too. We don't use the battery for anything except for pumping water from the water storage tank into the RV. So that's doing really well. Now we just need to figure out how to insulate that because it's starting to freeze. Again, as you can imagine, at this elevation in Colorado, get out of that sun. We don't get above 30 often anymore, so that's starting to freeze. We need to figure something out. We think we have an idea, but we need to go to a big box store. We don't have any of those here in the valley. Until next time, hope you enjoy. So yet another day and another problem with the Goal Zero. We thought we'd go ahead and put it on this video. We noticed it about 2 weeks ago. We were about to post this video about 2 weeks ago, and we started having a problem, and I needed the week to get through the problem so I can figure it out before I can get on here and talk about it. And then I needed another week before I can get a hold of Goal Zero and find the fix. So let me show you what's going on. Right now it's been a pain in the butt charging. So get this shit open and get this turned around for you. Hold on. Remember how to do this. So there it is. So it's hard to see that. It's not doing it right now. Of course not. So of course it doesn't want to do it right now. But so give you an idea what it's doing. You saw right now it's charging at 500 and something. What it was doing was it would get to about 520 and we get a little icon on that screen. It looks like a battery with an exclamation point, and a fan would kick on, and it would jump from 520 all the way down and plummet down to 50, and it would stay at 50 until I reset it. So what had happened is for several days we'd come home and we just weren't getting a charge, and I couldn't figure out why, because by the time we leave at 6:30, we don't go home until almost 7, so it's dark when we leave and dark when we get home. But so we're trying to figure out why. So I had to wait until the weekend. I waited until the weekend, and I watched it happen, and I troubleshooted it, figured out it has nothing to do with the panels, it has nothing to do with the battery, it has to do with the charge controller inside. So a little insight real quick, we have 4 of these panels. They're 200 watts each, so you do the math, that's 800 watts. The charge controller on the Goal Zero only takes 600. The reason for the extra panel is because of, I'm not sure how much y'all know about solar, but it's an efficiency issue. You're never going to get 200 watts from that panel. It doesn't exist. You would have to have perfect sun, you'd have to have the perfect angle perpendicular to the sun. It's got to be perfect degrees off the ground. It's pretty ridiculous, the math behind it. So you buy an excess so that you have that extra storage. So for instance, we have 800 watts. We only ever actually pull somewhere between 480 and 540 or so. Until this week, or until this month. Because of the direction the sun's at, we're actually almost perfect. We're getting 600 plus. And what's happening is the charge controller's freaking out, and it's turning it off, and it gets stuck at 50, and until you reset it, it doesn't get out of that. So I called Goal Zero. They gave me a way to hard reset it, and they're hoping that fixes the charge controller problem. If it doesn't, they want me to record it and send it to them. So since it's not doing it right now, I will have to try again tomorrow, because actually it's noon and the sun's on its way out, which means these panels aren't going to get much more than they're already getting. So dang it, we'll try this again tomorrow. Hopefully I can show you what's going on. Otherwise, I just wanted to let y'all know that we were having another problem, and hopefully we got it fixed.